In this lesson, we're talking about dot plots, and so at the beginning, we created a dot plot by rolling a dice. We created a frequency table, and then we plotted those frequencies on our dot plot. We made a number line, we labeled it, and then we put the number of dots for the number of frequencies that each of those dice, for each number that we rolled, however many times we rolled it. Now we're going to move on to this interpret part. And so what we have here is we have what we call a dot plot. Another name for dot plot is line plot. You'll see both written in math class, dot plot or line plot. And the interpret says here about this graph, it says a wheat penny is a United States penny that has a picture of wheat on one side. These pennies were only produced from 1909 through 1958. The members of a coin collecting group count the number of wheat pennies in each of their collections. The line plot shows the number of wheat pennies in each member's coin collection. So down here it says number of wheat pennies in each member's coin collection. And we're going to answer some questions about this dot plot. So the first one says, what is the greatest number of wheat pennies in any member's collection? Down here, remember that our labels is number of wheat pennies in each member's coin collection. Someone in this group has 40 wheat pennies. There's one X there to show that someone has 40. And so the greatest number of wheat pennies is 40 wheat pennies. I'm always going to label when I can. What is the mode of the data? Remember that the mode is the number that occurs the most often. And so I'm looking for the number that has the most X's or the most dots. In this case, the tallest row here is 31. So the mode of this data is 31. If we were going to write all of these numbers out in order least to greatest, the one that would occur most is 31. Then it says how many members are in the wheat penny collector group. Well, each X represents a person. One person has 20 wheat pennies, 2 people have 22, 1 person has 23. So all I have to do now is just count my number of X's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So there are 38 members in this group. Then it says how many members collected at least 27 wheat pennies. At least means 27 or more. And so I'm going to draw a little line here to kind of separate. Here are the number of members that collected 27 or more. I'm going to count the X's because 3 people collected 27, 2 people collected 29, 3 people collected 30, and so on. I'm going to count the X's above at 27 and above to see how many members collected 27. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There are 25 members who collected at least 27 wheat pennies. And then the last one says, what is the median of the data? This is where things get a little tricky. We can try and go by the X's, or I think a lot of times it's easier just to write all of these numbers out. But we are going to have to write small for everything to fit because, remember, there's 38 members. So there are 38 values represented here. One person has 20. 2 people have 22, so I'm going to write 22 twice. One person has 23, so I'll write 23. 3 people have 24, so I'm going to write 24 3 times. 4 people have 25, so I'm going to write 25 4 times. 2 26s, 3 27s, and then I'm going to take a pause here because there's a little break. There's no 28s. So far I have 20, 22, 22, 23, 24, 24, 24, 25, 25, 25, 25, 26, 26, 27, 27, 27. I'm just listing out the numbers in order least to greatest here that are represented. After the 3 27s, I have 2 29s. I have 3 30s. I have 5 31s. I have 4 32s. I have 3 33s. 2 35s. 1 36. 1 39. And 140. So I've written out all the values that are represented in this dot plot, and now to find the median, we're finding the middle numbers. So remember that when we find the median, we order the numbers least to greatest, and then we find the middle number. So I'm going to cross out the biggest and the littlest, the next biggest, the next littlest, and I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep Xing out numbers until I can find that median, that middle number. Big, little, big, little, big, little, big, little, big, little, big, little. As I near the center, I have to remind myself I started with big, so if I were to cross out the big here, I would have to cross out the little and I'd be left with no middle number. So what that means is I have two middle numbers. I have 30 and 30. Now, when the median is divided amongst two numbers, typically we find the mean of those two. So we add them together, 30 plus 30, and divide by 2 to get our mean. Oops, I have to do order of operations. 30 plus 30 is 60 divided by 2. Oops. Is 30. But if both the middle numbers, if there are two middle numbers and they're both the same, our median is just that number. And so in this case, the median of our data is 30. The middle number of wheat pennies collectors have is 30. And so at this point in time, we've created and we've interpreted. The last thing that we're going to do is compare. But before we get there, the one thing I do want to notice about interpreting is sometimes there's going to be a key. And sometimes that key may say that each X is equal to 2 votes or 2 members. Or there may be a key that says each dot is equal to 5 frequencies. So just make sure that you're being extra careful of your key because there are times where each of these X's will represent more than one, and we need to just be aware of those cases because it will change how we answer our questions in the interpreting part of dot plots.